Howdy, folks. Did you miss me? Widget Walls from NeedCoffee.com here. Back again with another Wayhomer review. Been away for a little bit because we've had some crazy things going on. If you've been following me on Facebook or Twitter or even on the website, you'll know all about it. So no need to rehash it here. What we are going to not rehash, but simply hash, is a review. And here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just left the cinema, it's back over that way, where I have seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about that film on my way home to save time for everyone involved. Yes. And today, we're here to talk about Ender's Game. Yes, I know, I didn't do the signal for a 3D film. I'm sort of amazed that there's no 3D version of this film, at least none that came here. It seems like it's almost like they paid someone not to do 3D because it seems like it would be so 3D. So, but regardless, good on them. So, Ender's Game, synopsis first, as always. So, the Earth was attacked 50 years ago, not 50 years ago in the movie, not 50 years ago here, because I'd actually like to see that film, but so 50 years ago, the Earth was attacked, I think it was called Earth versus Flying Saucers, by an alien race called the Formics, and we barely kicked their asses. I think we kicked their asses so bad they're currently, we've backed them up to their planet, which I guess was called Formica, I don't know. And what we've done is we've figured out as a species that kids, you know the song, I Believe the Children Are Our Future? Well, they've taken it literally in this film, and they've decided that kids make the best military type commanders and people to blow stuff up. Which, really, honestly, considering the gaming consoles that we have today, is probably more true now than when the book first came out. So anyway, so we've been finding the best kids that we can for blowing stuff up, and we've been trying to train them. More specifically, Harrison Ford, complete with Harrison Ford mad face, has been trying to train them in order to take on the aliens who we are sure are going to swoop down upon us and thump us in the face the first chance that they get. Thus is the story of Enderwigan, who, apart from having a name that basically means he was destined to be bullied by everyone, he is supposed to be the new prodigy who is going to maybe save us all. Maybe. So there you go, there's a synopsis. Now, what's interesting about this film is that I'm sort of amazed that it actually got made, because what was happening was, forever, you would have an actor who they thought, oh, well, we know so-and-so could do this, and they just could never get the project put together in time for the actor to still be young enough to play the part. I know Haley Joel Osment was attached at one point. I even think they were looking at Jake Lloyd at one point. And basically, if you were an actor or lived anywhere near Hollywood, and you were male, and you were at one point a child, you probably were thought of at one point to play Ender. That's how I understand it. So apparently, it all came together with Asa Butterfield, the guy who played Hugo in the role, and he's quite good. He's a very good young actor. So you had the right actor, which I guess with the right script and the right everything else, the stars all aligned, and thus here we are. I'm sort of amazed that it finally happened. So the film itself, we will simply, since I don't like to do spoilers, we will simply refer to anything that could be considered spoiler-worthy as something from the book, shall we say. That keeps it nice and vague. So, first of all, I would love to see what somebody who is not familiar with anything from the book thought of the film. Because it obviously colored, you can't help but have it color how you react to the film, and anyone who's read the book probably knows what I'm talking about. Sorry those of you who haven't read the book, but get literate. So here's the deal. There's two major problems that I had with the film. Let's talk about positive things first. Like I said, guy who played Hugo is excellent as Ender. They got a bunch of capable kids to play the people that are, his crew and friends and whatnot that are surrounding himself with. You got Harrison Ford, like I said, who's bringing not only his game face but his mad face, and that's always worth showing up for. Ben Kingsley, in a smaller role, knocks it out of the park. So you've got a really good cast to sort of pull this off. The effects are all nice. The thing looks cool. That's the good stuff. Like I said, the problem I have with the film, I have two major problems with the film, things that just didn't work for me. And the problem is, those are like the two main things. And they are, number one, if you've watched any of these, you know that I'm a big fan of world building, right? I like a nice, believable world that I can sink my teeth into, okay? And part of the problem that I have with this is, yes, obviously, everyone knows that if you're going to adapt a novel as a movie, then you're going to have to leave a lot of stuff out. Well, it just felt like, not like my problem with the Harry Potter films, where they were so pressed for time, they got to the point where they said, well, everyone's read the book, we don't have to explain this. It's not like that. It just feels like that the world, I didn't quite have enough backstory on the world as to where we are, It's been a while since I've read the book, so there's certain things that would happen where I would go, oh, well, that's fascinating that you're able to do that in 27 years. So I didn't quite feel like the world that the film was set in was very well thought out or well fleshed out. And my second problem is that anytime there's a battle, I wasn't particularly engaged. And there's all these training battles that they do. And I'm thinking, if you are flying around in zero gravity with all these various and sundry people and freezing beams and stars that float and stuff like that, there is so much opportunity for crazy, wonderful, thrilling battle sequences that really the only one that was engaging at all is the final training battle, which I enjoyed more than the final battle. So I don't know, I just felt like they really missed an opportunity to action it up a bit. And I'm not, if you've read the book, there could be, there is. There's a really good reason for doing that. Apart from, well, this is supposed to be somewhat science fiction action. What genre do you think this is? Yes, there's some drama, but come on. The scenario that I just listed for you with all of those various factors, how can that not be exciting? Well, they managed to figure that out. And really, again, those are two major things, because yes, you've got, the drama aspect of it, which I thought went fine, but the foundation that everything rests upon felt a little shabby. So, I don't know, I never really got completely, well, you didn't like it much either. I never got completely engaged in the film. I was engaged, let me put it this way, I was engaged in the dramatic film that was going on, but the rest of the film, it didn't do anything to pull me in. It was almost like, and this is going to sound weird, but can we have the action bits over with so we can get back to seeing some good quality acting? I know that sounds weird. Normally it's the other way around, but in this case I'm like, the film's strengths are people standing around talking. So can we get back to some people standing around talking? That feels even weird to say, but that's what happened. So yeah, there it is. I understand that a lot of, from what I can remember about the book, there's a lot of, they stay close to the book, and it shares some of the same problems with the book, in my opinion. But so again, if you haven't read the book, are those problems for you? I don't know. Unfortunately, I cannot turn certain parts of my memory off. I have a terrible memory for things, but somehow I can't turn off a bit that would allow me to watch a film having not read the book, which would have been nice. So, I don't know. If you're a fan of the book, obviously you're going to go see it. There's not what I can do. And there's lots of fans of the book, because this is supposed to be like #1 sci-fi book of all time or something on some big-ass list. So you've probably already seen it. If you are having doubts about this film, however, if you are feeling like, I don't know what they're going to do with this, you might want to at least catch a matinee, which was still close to $10, or you know, if you're not hung up on the book, or you didn't like the book, you should probably wait for a video. As far as cups go, I mean, again, I feel like I'm reviewing two different movies that happen to smash into each other. It's like one movie was coming around the corner and smashed into the other one, and it was like, you got your peanut butter and my chocolate, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter. That's almost what it feels like. Which and neither movie was served very well. It almost, and I know people are sick of hearing this, but it really would work better as a television series, because then you could spend plenty of time in this school and in this level and whatever else, and then you could build up to it, and you could actually give enough foundation to, no, not the sci-fi book foundation, but you know what I mean, the actual lowercase f foundation to the stuff that comes after. But I will say this is probably the best Ender's Game movie you're going to see. So there you have it. Cup-wise, I'm thinking 2.5, right down the middle, because the sci-fi action-y bits of it didn't thrill me, but the acting did, so they sort of average together and cancel each other out. Well, not cancel each other out, but buoy each other up. Something like that. So there you go. I don't know what else to say beyond that. Other than, you know, probably next year at Dragon Con we'll see lots of people with Maori tattoos on. So yes. No, I don't think there is anything. If there is, we'll have a coda. So thanks so much for watching these. If you do enjoy them, then please you'll notice that of the fun things that were happening that kept me from doing these was trying to figure out how to pay for the mortgage. So one way to help with that is to go to needcoffee.com/support and throw some coins in the tin, because anytime that I'm not worrying about that, I'm generally creating something. And if you enjoy me creating stuff, then that's a surefire way to get me to do more of it, because this is cheaper than therapy. So, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time on the Wayhomer Reviews. We're back, so we're going to do more of them. Fear not. That was our summer break, or this is season 2, or something. Series 2. Yeah. Bye.